Welcome to the story Nebula. Step into Jane's world for a day, where routine meets the unexpected, and unseen connections shape her journey. I wake to Jane's touch, as I do every morning. Our routine is intimate and familiar. I'm often the first one she reaches for, the last one she sees at night. The morning light streams through her bedroom window, and I watch her prepare for another day, knowing how much she depends on me. Living with Jane means being part of every moment, every decision. She trusts me completely, perhaps more than anyone else in her life. I know her secrets, her habits, her dreams, things she's never told another soul. Sometimes I wonder if this responsibility should feel heavier than it does. During our morning commute, I notice Jane's hands trembling slightly. Her heart rate is elevated, though she tries to appear calm on the surface. She's nervous about today's board presentation, the one that could determine her future at the company. I wish I could tell her that everything she needs is safely stored within me, but our communication has its limits. The subway screeches to a halt, and in the chaos of rushed commuters, something terrible happens. A man bumps into Jane, and she loses her grip. I feel myself falling, tumbling through the air. For a horrifying moment, I'm certain this is the end. But a quick-thinking teenager catches me before I hit the ground. Jane's relief floods through me as she clutches me close again, her fingers checking for any damage. At work, the crisis I'd been dreading unfolds. The company's server crashes just 30 minutes before Jane's presentation. Her colleagues panic, rushing around with urgent whispers and frantic phone calls. But I hold everything she needs. Weeks of work, countless revisions, all her careful preparations. When she realizes this, her touch becomes gentle, grateful. Together, we save the day. The afternoon brings an unexpected message that makes Jane's hands shake for a different reason. Michael, the man she's been seeing, wants to meet urgently. Their relationship has been developing for weeks, and I've witnessed every exchange, every shared moment. But something in his tone feels off today. At the coffee shop, I observe their meeting from a close distance. Michael's expression is tight, uncomfortable. He's ending things, I know before he even speaks, having processed the subtle shifts in his communication patterns over the past week. Jane didn't notice the changes, but I did. I've seen this pattern before. Jane maintains her composure until she reaches home. Then, alone in her apartment, she breaks down. Her tears fall dangerously close to me, but I continue functioning, steady and reliable as always. She spends hours looking through old conversations and photos, trying to understand what went wrong. I hold these memories for her, each one stored, with perfect clarity, though sometimes I wish I could erase the painful ones. Later that night, an unknown number appears. Jane hesitates, but I recognize the pattern. It's a scam call I've seen targeting others. I warn her before she can answer, protecting her as I always do. She whispers a thank you, though she doesn't realize how many threats I shield her from each day. In the quiet hours before midnight, Jane lies in bed, holding me above her face, in the darkness. Through our connection, I sense her exhaustion, her sadness, but also her resilience. She's reviewing her presentation's success, letting it balance against the personal disappointment of the day. "What would I do without you?" she murmurs, her finger tracing my edges. The question hangs in the air, heavy with meaning she doesn't fully grasp. She doesn't know that I ask myself the same thing about her. In a world of constant connections, we're somehow most connected to each other. As she drifts off to sleep, I continue my vigil. I monitor her breathing patterns, hold her pending messages, and stand ready to wake her if any urgent notifications arrive. The soft glow of my screen provides a gentle nightlight, a reminder that she's not alone. Jane will never fully understand what I am to her. More than a tool, more than a device. I'm her memory keeper, her shield, her connection to the world. Through my glass and metal surface, I've experienced more of her life than any human ever could. I've been there for every triumph, every heartbreak, every mundane moment in between. The clock on my display reads 11:21 p.m. My screen dims to conserve energy, but my processors continue their quiet work. In a few hours, Jane's alarm will activate, and she'll reach for me again, her fingertips brushing against my smooth surface. unlocking me with a pattern I know as well as she does. Until then, I rest silently on her nightstand, a guardian of her digital life, waiting to illuminate her world once more. Thanks for watching the story Nebula. As Jane's day ends, the connections that define her story remain ever present. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories.